There's already public outcry with that very plan by the Revenue Mobilization and Allocation Fiscal Commission to increase the salaries of public office holders. Nigerians are already screaming on top of their voice saying that very proposed plan will not be in the best interest of the country, knowing that a whole lot of Nigerians are already going through difficulties and they feel more sacrifice needs to come for our public office holders. Well, that's what they feel, but I feel I need to welcome you to the show this morning on Atlantic TV is Viewpoint. My name is Michael Gobadia. And you do know on Viewpoint, what we intend to do is truly make your morning quite enjoyable, and not just enjoyable, but also give you positive information as well as entertain and best educate you on the happenings in the country. And that's what we promise to do. So like I say, welcome again to Atlantic TV.
Yeah, welcome to Viewpoint. I am Mercy Irabo, and today we have a whole lot on our table, and you don't want to miss any of it. Yesterday, I hope you really enjoyed the show yesterday. It was football match at the Palace, and Chevron All-Stars did it. They actually won with 4 against the Iwere team, Iwere. So it was really nice, and I hope you enjoyed it, and you have to stay on Atlantic TV in order not to miss any of it. So today we're also going to be having Trendy. We're bringing all the top gist, all the very interesting gist on the internet. You don't want to miss any of it. But right about now, we will be starting with the dailies. But let's go on a quick break. When we return, we'll talk on the dailies.
Don't miss out on exciting news, events, and more. Stay connected by following us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Atlantic Media and TV.
Mommy Dama, Daddy Daba. This is how we greet in our place. It is a way of respect, a long-age tradition, carried through generations like sacred fire. Our coronation celebration is around the corner, so close. We can feel the drum beats in the wind, and there is no more time to keep checking time. So the sons and daughters of Iwere, both at home and in diaspora, comfort, put on the full regalia, adore yourself in pride, and walk in the step of our ancestors. Let us observe a longish culture together, so deep, so bright, that even whitest could not help but reverence. And I did the oka. Then Barajo, do not say we did not know, we did not hear, neither were we informed. Put aside the grieving, because no matter what, we are same history, same tongues that cannot be taken away, except that dual's path. Ishekiri and Koro, our monarch awaits us.
Well, it's now time we go straight to the dailies right here on Viewpoint. And for review today, we have 4 major papers. We have The Punch, The Vanguard, The Nation, and The Guardian is guiding us through the major headlines on the dailies today. But anyway, it's always lovely for us to start with The Punch. And on The Punch newspaper this morning, the leading story reads, capital projects crumble, states cuts spending, is a major one on the front page of the Punch this morning. And rider to that says governors cite insecurity, red tape for 2.7 trillion naira capital spending in 6 months amid rising travel and wage bills. But anyway, I'll just implore you to get more of that story on page 2 of the Punch. Let's quickly see if we can take other major headlines, especially at the top mass of the Punch newspaper this morning. And court blocks ex-NNPCL boss account amid EFCC probe. And you can probe more of that story on page 3 of the Punch newspaper. The Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission faces backlash over pay rise for political office holders. And remember, we'll be taking a critical look on that later on the dialogue to make our major focus of discussion. But anyway, read that story up on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. 2027 showdown. Wike fires a shot at Amechi. Babache trashes the ADC. Page 30 has that story. Let's see if we take other leading story. Yoruba elders weighed in as Alafin Oni feud escalates. And more of that escalation is on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. Let's quickly see if we take other stories, especially at the bottom half of the paper. And well, by-election, winners get a certificate of return on Thursday. And this is accredited to the Independent National Electoral Commission. Well, page 9 has that story. Or what church attackers had ties to Al-Shabaab. And we're talking about the Somalian militant group. And this is coming from the DSS. And page 7 has that story. Ex-NNPCL spokesman canvasses tax relief for media houses. And honestly, that will be a good one. But anyway, page 30 has that story. A major one. And on the picture of the day, and also on page 17, is that the 6 governors unite to woo foreign investors via new platform. And like I said, you can read up that story on page 17. And well, that's the picture of the day. Well, that's the much you can take from the Punch newspaper this morning.
All right, let's quickly check the Guardian. Let's see the major stories on the Guardian. The major headline here says, floods, lack of potable water, worsen cholera epidemic in 34 states. You can read that in page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. And to the top mass, it says, PDP convention, weakest camp meets today to take position. You can read that on page 3 of the Guardian newspaper. Still on the top mass of the Guardian newspaper, it says NCAA revises phone regulations on domestic flights. You can read that on page 3 of the Guardian newspaper. NBA monarchs urge Tinubu to intervene in withheld Osun local government funds. You can read that on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. And let's still, okay, I can see ASU braces for strike as protest rock branches. Well, you can read that on page 2 of the Guardian newspaper. And to the bottom mass of the Guardian newspaper, so-called for 172 million subscribers as Tinubu cancels planned 5% telecoms tax. You can see that on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. 60% of public school teachers lack basic digital skills, says UBEC. That's the Universal Basic Education Commission. You can read that on page 4 of the Guardian newspaper. Our church invaders had links with foreign terrorist groups, DSS tells courts. That's on page 5 of the Guardian newspaper. Let's see, I can see some stories still at the bottom mass. It says Nigeria's minimum wage insufficient to lift citizens out of poverty. Well, that's on page 2 of the Guardian newspaper. And let's quickly see, we can see the graph of the day. It talks about 2025 cholera outbreak, saying up to 34 states are already involved in this. And I think we might talk about the story later, but let's quickly go to the Nation's newspaper. Yeah, on the Nation's, the major story here says governors move to attract more foreign direct investments. And the writer to the story says Africans' business interest steadily growing. NGF unveils Investopedia. You can see that on page 27 of the Nation newspaper. And to the top mass, it says probe of 661 million naira, court freezes ex-NNPCL boss Kayari's account. You can read that on page 4 of the Nation newspaper. And still at the top mass, our Catholic Church attackers linked to foreign terror group. You can see that on page 4 of the Nation newspaper. Alafin versus Oni, who blinks first in Royal Rumble? Well, that's on page 5 of the Nation newspaper. Let's see if we have more on the Nation newspaper. To the bottom mass, Edu, Kadaso meets to strengthen fiscal monetary policies synergy. Well, you can see that on page 5 of the Nation newspaper. Nigeria to demand reform of global financial system. Well, you can continue reading that story on page 2 of the Nation newspaper. And for our photo of the day, this is Kadaso, same story at the bottom mass. Edu Kadaso meets to strengthen fiscal policy. And that's all we'll be taking on the Nation for now.
Well, anyway, the Vanguard will be the very last paper for us to quickly review as we look at the dailies this lovely morning. And on the Vanguard, the leading story reads, a U.S. report raises concerns over security and justice in Nigeria. And there are a few riders to that, and identifies lengthy pre-trial detention, delays as major challenges. Note that 7,000 naira minimum wage has lost value to fallen naira. And United States government praised us for arresting Ansaro leaders just recently, according to the presidency, and says issue with judiciary security naira, well, being addressed. But anyway, the NHRC says they recorded about 331,035 cases of right violations and 375 killings alone in July of 2025. Well, a sad one. But anyway, more of that story is on page 5 of the Vanguard newspaper. Let's quickly go to the top mass and see if we have some major ones. Edo Cardoso's threatened fiscal monetary policy is a major one on page 19. And bandits kill 13 worshippers in Castina mosques, a sad tale on page 26 of that very paper. NBA writes, Attorney General of the Federation demand release of Oshun local government fund is a screamer on page 10 of the Vanguard. And 2027, Amechi presidential bid dead on arrival. Sorry, I did not say so. Wiki said so. And you can get more of that gist on page 11 of the Vanguard newspaper. Let's quickly see if we get all that leading story and see how we can really look at them. NCAA summons Ibon Air cabin crew Emerson for further investigation. And you can investigate that story on page 9. Alafi ultimatum, empty threat from a dead empire. Oni spokesman is saying more of that on page 10. But let's see if we see and get more stories, if there are any. And major one right there, Owo Catholic Church attackers had links with foreign terrorist group, says the DSS in court on page 8. Abuja court freezes 4 bank accounts linked to ex-NNPC boss Kyari. It's a major one on page 6. Vision restored, how Vanguard is changing lives. Well, anyway, page 7 has more of that story. But we do know the picture of the day, it's more of the book launch, marking the 50th birthday of Obuku. And well, you can see the lovely dignitaries there. And we've seen the number 3 man of the Federation also there. Well, anyway, a book launch indeed. But anyway, that's the much we can take from the headlines on the papers. It's only right we come back and see if we can have some few discussion. And I know, Messi, you are inchy to really look at some of the major trends on the paper this morning. And let's see if we really look at many of them. And, yes, and the one I want us to quickly first look at is the issue of security, especially coming from the United States of America, raising concerns that there seems to be a downward trend as it concerns how safe Nigerians are. And they've given a whole lot of statistics and reason but the presidency is still coming out to say, well, definitely they've done their best. Just recently, 2 major terrorist kingpin of the Ansaru were really arrested right here on the soils of Nigeria. And, well, they feel that's a plus rather than just being many minors on the part of the United States of America. Well, a report that is still making the rounds and a report that we might really have to look at it maybe in the coming days or dialogue. But, Mercy, security.
Let's, sorry that I have to skip that.
Okay.
I've been thinking of talking about this cholera outbreak and all of that. So the Guardian says floods, lack of potable water, worsened cholera epidemic in 34 states. Like that's sad. It is. It's sad. And I feel reasons, the cause of this whole thing is talking about the sachet water we drink.
Yes.
And you know how it's been on the high side lately. You remember how much we started buying pure water, and now we're buying it at the rate of, and I feel most people might not be able to afford this, and at the end of the day, they would want to drink what is available. And secondly, I don't know, there was one video I saw online of pure water factory. Like this person actually opened pure water factory at the back of her house. So how can you have a company at the back of your house producing water for the public to drink?
Well,
These are things that the government really needs to look into if they really want to succeed over this cholera battle. So that's what I feel.
Yeah, a sad one, and you just stated the obvious. The government needs to do more, especially when it concerns. I also saw that viral video, and I was like, wow, so she could do these and nobody from NAFDAC or the required standard organization of Nigeria could reach out to also see how they can really checkmate most of these illegal factories, especially as it concerns, they call it pure water, but water it is. But how pure it is still another major question that many Nigerians are asking. Quite sad, a very sad narrative. A very, very sad narrative. And I just feel the federal government needs to do more, especially knowing that almost 34 states are already facing that very epidemic. And well, we need to just get more for Nigerians, especially with the flood coming and a whole lot of Nigerians seeking other water means to quench their thirst. But anyway, that's it for there.
That's it. Talking about Wike fires shots at Amechi, trashes ADC and all of that. Like 2027 is still far, but the tensions are already on the high side. I don't know, but it seems that election is going to be, I don't know.
Well, anyway, we pray that it does not degenerate into violence itself. And it's no surprise. I feel there's no love lost between Rotimi Amechi and Nyesom Wike. But all it seems to be politics and who will have the upper hand, especially with the ADC coming out as they say, a viable opposition to the ruling All Progressive Congress. No surprise that Wike is already taking a shot. And you also do know that his faction of the PDP will be having a critical meeting today to see how they will forge ahead. So I'm not surprised that Wike is already firing the first shot. And a shot, but anyway, I hope it's not below the belt though, but that's how it is there. But anyway, as much as we can say that, Mercy, do we still have any other story we feel we can look at?
Okay. Tinubu cancels planned 5% telecom tax for 172 million subscribers. And do you think this decision will boost digital inclusion, or it will actually reduce government revenue?
Well, in all honesty, it's going to reduce the government revenue. But the truth about it is, I'm excited. And the reason I'm excited is, if you look at what ordinary Nigerians are paying as it concerns recharging your phones and also your data, it's pretty on the high side. Now, reducing these would also help to see if the telecom companies will also do the needful, and that's to see how they can make it a bit cheap or cheaper for us to access. So I feel it's the right decision, especially knowing that many Nigerians came out to also criticize the tax hikes, and many Nigerians are already screaming that the president should do the needful, and I felt he just did that by the reduction of a 5% telecom charge. Well,
okay, talking about the citizens, how else do you think the government can actually raise revenue without overburdening the citizens?
The truth is, there are other revenue ways, or rather other means that the government can do that. And then the basic one is let them see how they can invest in other sectors. And not just only that, see how they can also increase our foreign direct inflow, which seems to be on the low side in our most recent time. That's just the best way. And them going out to war. And that's why I'm happy that the governors, that the 6 state governors are trying to put up a platform, or have even created a platform that they feel can woo foreign investors into the country. If they can do that, the burden on the ordinary Nigerians will be reduced as it concerns tax and other ways. But that's the best way I feel they can generate revenue.
So I saw one of the papers that said that Nigerian minimum wage is not enough, it's not sufficient to lift citizens out of poverty. So Michael, if I may ask, at this point, as of today, how much do you think should be the fair minimum wage?
Well, the fair minimum wage, if you ask me, I might sound a bit greedy. 500,000 is a minimum one. But yes, let's look at the range of between 250. Well, that's the honest truth. Because if you take your mind back to 2008, a bag of rice was being sold for 7,500
exactly.
naira. But as it stands now, a 50 kg bag of rice is being sold from between 80,000 to 100,000. Now, if you're getting that salary of 70,000 naira, honestly, it will not even get you a 50 kg bag of rice.
Exactly.
Sad narrative.
So let's even assume you want to get half a bag, that's 25 kg for close to 45,000 naira. You have how much left?
Well,
25,000 naira. How will you buy oil? How will you pay your rent and all of that?
That's where we are. That's where we are.
It is terrible. So it's not enough. It's not enough. And I feel if they really want Nigeria to win this battle of poverty, they need to increase. That's one thing they really need to work on. The governments really need to work on the minimum wage. I don't know how they intend to do it, but 70,000 naira is not close to being enough. Well, I think that's all we should be taking on.
Well, you're quite right, Mercy, and that's a wrap today on the papers. But do know we still have lovely programs to run on Viewpoint. You know the news will come around the hour. That will be 10. But before that, you also would know the dialogue will be. But also later, interesting stories will come on trending. And I'm quite sure Messi is already itching to do all of justice to all of that.
Very ready for it.
But what we'll do now is we'll go on a break, and when we come back, you do know dialogue will be next on Viewpoint on Atlantic TV.
When the lights go out, who do you call? Ticado! Ticado Energy Solutions Limited, your plug for electrical power, surveillance system, and entertainment. From expert electrical installation to efficient eco-friendly solar inverter systems, no matter the size, Ticado delivers smart energy solutions designed for today and tomorrow. We also help you secure your space with our cutting-edge security and surveillance system. Enjoy crystal clear entertainment with our professional DSTV and cable TV installation. Visit Ticado today at Block F4, Suite 41 and 42, HFP East Line Plaza, Abraham Adesanya, Aja, Lagos. Or call 0906 902 5025 or 0815 176 6817. Explore our services at ticado.com.ng. Ticado Energy Solutions Limited. Power, protection, peace.
In the glorious land of Warri Kingdom, history meets heritage and tradition embraces transformation. Join us in celebrating the 4th coronation anniversary of His Majesty Ogiame Atuashe III, CFR, the Olu of Warri, from Monday 18th of August to Sunday 24th of August 2025. Day 1 kicks off with praise and worship at the Palace Church, Agofen, Warri by 12 noon. Day 2 features hospital commissioning at Ubangwe, Warri, 10 a.m. Ishekiri language competition for children at Agofen, Warri, 12 noon. Women's football match, 4 p.m. All-Stars football match at the Palace Field, 4:30 p.m. Day 3, a royal boat ride to Ode Ishekiri, 10 a.m. Homage paying at Big Warri Palace, 12 noon. His Majesty departs Big Warri, 3 p.m. Day 4, the anniversary celebration and homage paying at Agofen, Warri by 11 a.m. Day 5 brings book launch, 10:30 a.m. More homage paying at Agofen, 11:30 a.m. Drama presentations at Agofen Warri, 4:30 p.m. Day 6 features the Royal Order of Iwere Awards, 10 a.m. Special lecture at Agofen, 11 a.m. Youth activities, 12:30 p.m. Royal Choir performance, 5 p.m. Day 7, the celebration concludes with a heartfelt Thanksgiving service at 10 a.m. at the Palace Church, Agofen Warri. Join us as we honor 4 impactful years of visionary leadership. Brought to you by Uge Oyo Ekoro TV.
My name is Desoka, the comedy catalyst of one of Nigerian comedy.
Alright guys, back again, yes boss, my name is Osh Baby.
Yemi Alade.
Yeah, what up people, it's your boy Victor Adi.
Girl Ninyola.
My name is my wife, and just celebrity type man.
My papa say, who won't carry cow, waka go, waka follow the cow. I know the life for you.
I see you know you're watching the Atlantic TV.
Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Atlantic TV. Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Atlantic TV.
Informative, educative, interesting, entertaining.
Worldwide, international.
Don't go anywhere, I'll catch you.
Don't touch that die. Atlantic TV. Boom.
Atlantic TV, we wanna party.
Atlantic TV. Culturally inclined and uniquely different.
For God sought man to incarnate and to lead his people, and he found none but thee, the one who understands the assignment. To the extent the dexterity you deploy to administer the territory attracted principalities and powers, yet you warned by Isaiah 7:7. The traditional king that forfeit godly scriptures. Your ways are not the ways of man, even as we exist as man. The one who takes giant steps in David's raiment. You are the clear proof we had first-hand connection with civilization. Daddy with maximum steez and composure. We do not need to pat your back and scoop your tummy before you do us good. Because truly you have now made goodness our inheritance. And everybody give thanks. You may have been ignored, left alone to tend the flocks, but I tell you truth, it was God's strategy for you to cater for his flocks. Oh, how did we not know at first that a change will seek and desire, lurks around us like a friend that sticks closer than a brother. He who resonates history before our face, giving us the hope of a prosperous phase. It is time. 4 years crowned in glory, 4 years seed in destiny. Ogiame, King of the waters. It is your 4th year coronation anniversary, and everybody is Ogboru.
Olóríire àfọ̀másì olúrọ̀mí o, ọba mi òkè. Ìhàrá lóríire, olóríire àfọ̀másì olúrọ̀mí o, ọba mi òkè. Ìràwọ̀ bàbá mi jẹ́ orí gbẹ́jì wẹ́rẹ́, ìràwọ̀ èsì gbà mí jẹ́ orí wàràwòrò.
The Revenue Mobilization and Allocation and Fiscal Commission just recently has hinted plans to review the salaries of political office holders in Nigeria, describing current earning as inadequate, unrealistic, and outdated in the face of rising responsibilities and economic challenges. At the press briefing in Abuja, the Revenue Mobilization and Allocation and Fiscal Commission Chairman, Mohammed Shehu, disclosed that the mounting pressure, especially coming from the office of Mr. President, is very inadequate looking at his present earning of 1.5 million naira monthly, while ministers receive less than 1 million naira, a figure that has remained unchanged since 2008. Also at the press briefing, the Commission board stressed that the Commission mandate was squarely to determine the salaries of political, judicial, and legislative office holders, and no other. Shehu also noted that despite public hostility towards pay increase for politicians, it was important to maintain realistic money that reflects their responsibilities. But after his press briefing, there have been strong reactions, especially from notable and ordinary Nigerians, strongly kicking against the planned increase. While some feel that others has to be put in place before such should be done. And also others feel, rather than kicking against such upward review, it is also prevailing that these persons should also face or get what is required to them, especially at their office. But whichever side of the divide you seem to be, a need for us to talk about it on dialogue today, and that is what we are having as the major discussion on this lovely edition of Dialogue. And we're talking about the planned increase of salaries for public office holders. And that's what we're looking at today on Dialogue. We're looking at that recent plan, especially that was stated on Monday by the Revenue Mobilization and Allocation and Fiscal Commission Chairman, insisting that there should be a pay rise for public office holders, indicating that when last that was done was in 2008, and it feels there needs to be an increase to reflect current realities. But anyway, the reality on ground is we need to look at it, and to help us talk about it, you do know on every lovely edition of Dialogue, we always have a guest, could be 1, 2, or 3. We could have them right here in the studio, or they can join us anywhere in the world for us to discuss about the issues. And today, I would like to inform you that we have an economist and public analyst helping us out to do that. And I'm talking of no other person but Prince Cogent. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. It's another lovely edition of Dialogue, and this will be your first edition or our presence being with us as a guest. Welcome to the show, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good morning, Deltans. Good morning, Warri. Good morning, Nigeria, and good morning anywhere you are watching us from all around the globe. Thank you.
Well, anyway, I want us to set the tone of our discussion by first knowing where you stand as it concerns this planned increase. Yes, I really need to get your take, especially as it concerns the reasons given by the commission chairman for this increase. He gave us a whole lot of reasons. He talked about the present figure is quite unrealistic, it is outdated, it does not reflect the current economic challenges. So I'm really curious, what's your view, especially as it concerns this planned increase?
I don't think any Nigerian, as it is presently, except you are not being honest to yourself, would be too enthusiastic about such an increase, because all of us, we know the present current economic situation that the country is and what citizens are going through on a daily basis. So it becomes challenging when you now say, we need to increase government officials, their salary. Now, if you look at it on the surface, I think you will agree with it. Yesterday, I looked at the Revenue Mobilization and Fiscal Commission allocation site, and I found that the salary of the president annually is 3,031,578 naira.
And not 1.5 million as stated.
No, not
during that
at
press
all.
conference.
That translates monthly to 252,631 naira. That's how much your president earned. Now, if you look at it from that angle, you will say, that's not much. That's not much.
In all honesty, it doesn't look as if it's much.
Yes. If you look at it from that angle, you see that's not much. Increase it. But if you look at it critically, you go down the site, you see a lot of allowances. Allowances that are there, which all of us are not aware of. Some of them are not giving a figure. Most of them are not giving a figure. You have like motor vehicle maintenance, the fueling of the vehicles. Then the president also there is entitled to a special assistant, the personal assistant that is paid. Then you have hardship allowance.
For Mr. President?
Yes. Hardship, not just what I'm using the salary of the president as an example now.
So every other public office holder seem to also have similar allowances?
Yeah, all of them have the same. You have the president, the vice president, the secretary to the government, at the federal level, the ministers, head of service, all of them. Then the governor, at the state level, you have the governor, the deputy governor, the members of the House of Assembly, the commissioners, then the senators, the House of Reps member. They are all captured.
That is very...
Yes, and they have all these allowances. You also have other allowances. They are entitled to domestic staffs, entertainment, utilities, then accommodation. There's furniture, there's leave allowance. That is 10% of the total salary. Then you have what they call duty tour allowance. That is if Mr. President is presently reside in Abuja and Mr. President leaves Abuja and goes to, let's say, Kaduna in Kaduna State, and he stays for one night, he's on duty. So they will pay him duty tour allowance. Then there's the other one, the big one, which is Esther code. This is what is given. This one is paid in foreign currency, in dollars. Let's say presently, I think our president is in Brazil. Is it Brazil?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, he went to Japan.
He went to Japan. Then from there we go to
Brazil.
Then I think from Brazil he's going somewhere else. So moving from one place to the other, they are paying him.
Well, anyways, I'll need you to really help us run that figures later. But still looking at the reason Mohammed Shehu gave on Monday. He said that it is quite outdated. We do know the last time the commission reviewed the salaries of public office holders was in 2008.
Yes.
We also knew that there was supposed to be a review, which was done in 2015, but the president then, Muhammad Buhari, refused to sign that very review. And over the National Assembly gave their nod that definitely no need of him signing it. But let's come to really economic terms, because that's what he said yesterday, that it does not reflect the true economic value of their pay. If you take your mind back to 2008, a 50 kg bag of rice was sold for 7,500 naira.
Yes, and today,
as it stands now, a 50 kg bag of rice is now being sold for 80,000 naira to 100,000 naira.
Yes.
So, in all honesty, looking at that difference, would it not be right to also at least increase their salary to reflect current reality?
Now, if you look at the salary itself,
yes,
you say increase it. I've mentioned that before.
I do understand.
Yes, but what the chairman of the commission is being, is not being upfront. He's not painting the true picture of what they are paid. He's not painting the true picture, like what I've.
Yeah, you've given us a rundown of other allowances.
What he simply said was saying, this is the salary, and he didn't mention the other allowances that they are paid.
But sir, every other Nigerian worker also have a basic salary. I'm talking of those in the civil service, and allowances to follow.
Now every other Nigerian worker has a basic salary. I'm not sure. Do they pay Nigerian workers hardship allowance? Do they? I don't know, honestly. What about ESTA code? Okay, entertainment, utilities, motor vehicle maintenance, and fueling. Have you seen Mr. President's convoy when he's traveling? If Mr. President comes, we are right now in this location in Warri. If Mr. President is coming, I'm sure his convoy will be like from somewhere around that Angle Park roundabout.
Yes.
It could be as long as from there to this point. I'm not exaggerating, honestly.
No, that I understand.
If you
but we need him to be secure.
Yes, we need him to. I know that. I like that. I understand that.
And that money does not come to him. It rather goes to the security details.
No, I'm talking of the convoy itself.
Okay.
Every one of those vehicles is fueled prior to going to anywhere.
But we also have that in foreign lands.
No, they do.
The United States of American president is one of the most secure presidents in the world.
He is, but
Putin of Russia is similar.
His convoy is not as long as our own. Have you seen the British Prime Minister convoy?
When he goes to 10 Downing Street,
when he goes anywhere, it's just about 2-3 vehicles. Britain, the British Prime Minister, powerful as he is, are you not saying he's not secured? So I don't know, but it's like the presidential system of government, like what the Americans, they practice. Their convoy is long, but it's not as long as our own. If you see a president live, not when you see on TV, you see it live and you experience it and you see it, you'll be shocked. So many vehicles. I'm going too far. What about the convoy of the governor of a state? We have a governor of this state.
Yes.
If you live in this town, from time to time, you see, we all see the convoy. You see the number of vehicles and the types of vehicles in those convoys. Now, realistically, if you are looking at just only that salary, you say increase it. Honestly, the salary 252,000.
Because that's where I want us to remain.
Yes.
Because as he stated on Monday, he talked about outdated, which we've talked about now. But when you now look at the responsibility of these leaders, you ask, is that very salary equable to what they perform? And the reason I'm asking this, we had the opportunity on Dialogue here to get the pure information of what the salary of the vice president is.
Okay.
It's about 12.1 million naira annually, which is roughly $1 million naira every month. Now, if you look at the basic salary of the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, it's 10 times that amount.
Yes.
Also, if you look at the salary of a head of an agency, is 20 times that of the Attorney General of the Federation. So, but their responsibilities are less than this. So on that note, like he said, I'm talking about Mohammed Shehu, is it not right to pay them according to their duties? That's the question.
No, I think the challenge is they need if they look at it critically.
Yes.
The responsibilities and everything, what they do, what they need to do, it's captured in all those other allowances that are being paid as together with the salary.
Okay.
What the chairman should have done is simple, is straightforward.
Okay.
He should have said to all of us, we pay Mr. President so and so in a month. 10 million, 15 million, 20 million. I'm sure by the time you compute all of this, the salary will be even more than 20 million or 30 million. Like, you know, at a point, there was this controversy with our senators.
Yeah, on what they know,
what
take
they
money.
earn. I think some people did some research and they came and they earn more than 30-something million.
Every month, yes.
Every month. So but the thing is that since 1999, we always talk about the senators, that's the legislators, at the national level, senators, House of Reps and all that, what they earn. There's always controversy about it, but nobody talks about what the president truly earns.
We're talking about the executive arm of government.
The executive arms. Nobody talks about it. Like, if you look at all of these things I've listed out, by the time you compute all of them, you see that the president is probably earning more than 30 million.
So you feel Mohammed Shehu erred?
Yes.
In saying that, but if you feel
he just said the basic salary.
But sir,
he didn't come out,
sir,
with the true figures.
Under the Constitution, Section 84 and Section 124 of the Constitution mandate Shehu to also say this is just the salary of the president. If he fails to give us a full breakdown of the allowances, he's still in order.
He's not, because if you go to their site, you will also see those breakdowns. It's their responsibility. The Constitution has amended them, has empowered them rather.
Yes.
To do
Section 84 and 124.
Yes, Section 84 and 124 to do exactly what they are doing. They look at the salaries and say, okay, let's increase it. Even these other allowances, they also look at them too and review.
Okay.
And so if they are doing that, they are doing that on behalf of all of us, the citizens. So it should be clear and transparent and tell us, not just come out and paint a tiny point. It's just like you have a canvas, you are painting the picture, you've painted everything, then you now say, you now show us one tiny thing on that picture, on that canvas. And you say, this is it. No, it's not being honest.
So you feel he's not being straightforward.
He's not.
And he's economical with the truth.
Yes, extremely economical with the truth.
But anyway, the truth still remains that which we're also having on dialogue today. Are looking at the recent planned increase in the wages of our public office holders, well, stated by no order, but Mohammed Shehu, who is the Commission's chairman of the Revenue Mobilization and Allocation and Fiscal Commission, are insisting that he feels the pay rise is in order. Looking at what the recent pay rise for the president and also other public office holders are, and he feels more needs to be done to ensure we strike a balance. But whatever that balance is what we're trying to balance here as a point of discussion on the dialogue today. Like I said, we still have no other person but economist and our public analyst, Prince Cogent Owe, helping out with the discussion. Now, I want us to come, because you talked about all of these allowances, but we're still looking at the basic.
Yes.
And the basic still remains what they are being paid.
Yes.
Now, if we look at it, I had every reason to measure things up. We know the most advanced democracy in the world is the United States of America.
Yes.
And as it stands, the president of the United States of America receives $15,580 every month, amounting to about $400,000 in a year. But like he said, the president of Nigeria receives $3 million every month, which will amount to $36 billion in a year. Now, you won't truly understand that, come on, the difference is so alarming.
It is.
I'll plead with you to make me land.
Okay.
The difference is quite alarming. And it's quite really for many quite really embarrassing. But let's leave that alone. Now, my question is, don't you feel that the low salary, I'm talking about the basic, is a reason why most of these public office holders will rather enrich themselves with public funds? Because they feel their responsibility or the responsibility being entrusted on them and the pay they receive is a far cry from what is being paid overseas. So my question, don't you feel, is because we're not paying these politicians well, we are giving them every room to enrich themselves with public funds. If we pay them well, maybe thievery and corruption will be at the barest minimum. I'm just asking.
We pay them well.
Oh, come
we
on.
pay them well, just that we are economical with the public, information we pass on to the public. I think this was an opportunity for the chairman to come out clean, to come out honestly, and say the president ends Susan. So like what you've mentioned now, the president of the United States, he ends that, and I'm sure nothing is hidden. You are there, nothing can be hidden. But here, even such allowances like entertainment on the site, apart from hardship allowance and leave allowance, the hardship is 50% of the basic salary, while the leave is 10% of the basic salary. Apart from that, the other ones, is written to be determined.
So be determined.
There is no figure there.
By the commission?
Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't know how they do it. It's not by the commission. I don't know what they mean by that. But I expected that there should be a specific percentage. So we are
attached to each of the figures.
Attached to it. Now, what I keep saying and what I will always say is that by the time you add all of this, you realize that the salary of the president monthly will be between 30 to 40 million, which means we are paying them well. Then apart from that, you use the example of the United States. You know the president of America, president of the US, pays for his food. He pays for his food, but in Nigeria, our president resides in Aso Rock, Aso Villa, sorry. Reside in Aso Rock, Aso Villa. He works from there. He also stays there, himself and his family. Has so many guest houses within the perimeter of that of Aso Villa. And every food he eats, because how I know, it's not speculation, it's not rumor, it's not I heard, because it is budgeted for every year on our budget.
Most certainly.
Most certainly. So the Nigerian government will pay for his food. I'm sure does anybody pay for your food after paying you salary? We pay for his food.
Do we not need Mr. President to be looking okay to do his best?
Of course we do. But what I'm saying is that the people we copied this thing from, which is United States of America,
the presidential system of government.
The president pays for his own food. He hires a chef.
So are you saying Mr. President should pay for his food?
Yes. That's what I'm saying, because we are paying them enough. The president does not pay for what he eats. So probably Mr. President does not even know what a bag of rice costs, because he doesn't pay. He doesn't buy the bag of rice. People, they budget it. It is budgeted for in the budget, and they release the fund. The government release the funds to the suppliers who bring them. The government hires the chef if he wants a chef. Although the last time when Mr. President said he was watching our ladies, the Falcons, when they were playing, he said he could not watch because his wife was cooking for him.
So is it not right to pay the wife for that?
No. So probably, because I mentioned this because probably he may not have a chef.
A chef, okay.
Yeah. So probably his wife cooked for him, but we may not know truly. But one thing is, in the developed country, everything the president does, if he has a chef, if he has hired one, he will tell us. They know everything. Not here, we are not sure, even to the extent that we don't know how much they pay the president. Instead, The chairman of the Revenue and Fiscal Commission is telling us that the president earned 1.5 million annually. It's an insult for him not to be
specific.
To be specific. And all Nigerians will be quiet to look at it. It's not. The president and every other person elected into office, they are all public officials. And our money, the taxpayers' money, you and I, every other person, pay tax, and from there we pay them. Say so that you can be comfortable and do what we've elected you to do. It's only proper that they should tell us how much are they paying the president.
Okay, now, it looks as if you're dwelling on the issue of the allowances that measures into the salary as a basic. And we do know, like you stated earlier, we also do know that a senator in Nigeria, as of today, received close to almost 36 million naira annually.
If you go to
monthly,
the site,
rather.
If you go to the site, in that site, the senator received 1.82 million.
Yes.
That same senator on the site.
Yeah.
That's what he received, and those are the allowances that has blown the salary to 30-something, 36 point something. Yeah, no, it's not shown there. And that's why I'm saying the chairman should have shown us, break down everything, so we know exactly what we are paying. Because if we don't know those, we just say, we are paying, it's too small.
So are you saying if we can cut down on the allowances, then there will be no need for us to cry about the salaries for every public office holder?
I think so, because, well, definitely, I don't think,
because the hinge of the discussion now is because of the allowances they are receiving. Hence, there's no need for a pay rise.
No, not at all. Even the allowances.
Okay.
The allowances, like this Esther code, paid in dollars. We don't know how much specifically. That, okay, if the president is going to Brazil or the president is going to America, we are going to pay him so X amount of dollars every night. We don't know.
Yes.
It's not mentioned. So we don't really know. That information is blank.
So you feel the commission should do more in giving
us
accurate figures?
Then we know, at that point, we'll know whether the president needs an increase, deserves an increase or not. We'll know. What they've done is nothing. You just come and say, we should increase it because the president's salary is this. What are you talking about? We know now that the senators, the House of Reps members, the legislators, the legislator at the federal level, we know they earn nothing less than 30 million a month. But if you go to the side, their monthly salary
is 1.8 million.
It's not 1.8, that's annually. Divide that by monthly, it's less than 200,000. So this same man will not come out and say, let's increase the salary of the senator. They are earning 1.8 million annually, and it's less than 200,000. I say, let's increase it. What are you talking about? The information is not complete.
Well, anyway, those information is what we're trying to reel out right here on Dialogue, and we're looking at the recent call by the Revenue Mobilization Allocation Fiscal Commission chairman, and I'm talking about Mohammed Shehu, who came out early this week, Monday to be precise, insisting that a pay rise should come for public office holders, indicating that, the last time they had any increase was in 2008. And he feels it is not only outdated, it's unrealistic, and indeed does not reflect the current economic challenges. That's what he feels. But anyway, our feeling right here, or rather our guest feeling right here, it seems to be different, especially as it calls on more sincere note, especially from the Commission, in giving a rundown of what all of these public office holders truly get as an account of not just salaries, but basic allowances. And well, anyway, the hardship, well, they might be facing a whole lot of hardship, but it's not hard for us to talk about it here. And that's why we are really looking at it on the show today. But anyway, as much as we've talked about that, the public outcry that came out after that very press briefing seems to be the one that is making a whole lot of Nigerians wish to talk about the issue. And in all honesty, I've gone through most of the reactions from notable Nigerians. And one which stands out the strongest seems to be that from Chief Bode George.
Yes.
And I rather want to go to what he said, so you do not take me out of context. And this is what he said. And well, he said that the mere thought of an increment in the salaries is a display of selfish attitude by the commission. But the judge went further to say that the people are hungry, and between the people and government, who should sacrifice for the other. And he said, as it stands, many families in Nigerians can barely feed, and more parents by the day are facing hardship in the payment of their children's school fees. And he feels that in every way, our politicians should stop being selfish and think more of ordinary Nigerians. And I want this to create the bone of our discussion now.
Okay.
Like you do know, I'm always the devil's advocate. I'm neither here nor there. I always like us to really look at the issue. So do you feel the political elite, just like what Chief Bode George said, on the mind he's also a politician, is not fair to Nigerians, hence we are getting these strong reactions from them on this pay increase?
Like, I like to look at issues critically and try to be as neutral as I can.
Okay.
Especially when you are on air. One of the things I would say is this. At this point, it is extremely insensitive for anybody to start talking about increase in salaries of public officials.
Okay.
That's on one side. Then on the other side is the fact that the chairman has not been honest enough to tell us this is what they earn. Because there is an average every month, and they are aware from January to December what the president earns. So what he should have come and say, every month the president earns so and so XYZ amount. And because of that, based on the prevailing
circumstance,
the economic realities of these times, we like that, we like to increase it. Then he will not tell us and say, we want to increase this, we want to increase this, then we will understand. Then the discussion can start from there. We don't even know what to talk about based on what he has told us. He says he's telling us that the president earned 1.5.
Now, Chief Bode George said something yesterday that also caught my attention. He feels Mr. Mohammed Shehu is only wanting to please the paymasters. Do you feel that the commission chairman was pressured to talk about an increase, in your honest assessment?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't like to speculate.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't like to speculate. I don't like to...
Because many are wondering why the timing now, knowing that Okonjo-Iweala visited Mr. President only recently and talked about fair wage for the executive. So that's why I'm asking, do you feel he was pressured to come out to say, well, the public office holders do need a pay rise?
Honestly, I don't know if he was pressured or not, but the Constitution has granted him those powers.
Yes.
Like we mentioned, both sections.
Yeah, 84 and 124.
Yes, they've granted him those powers to talk about a review. So he's actually doing his job. He's doing his job. He doesn't need to be pressured because that commission is empowered to do a review of the public officials' salary. Okay. So there's nothing about being pressured. I don't know if there was pressure on him or not. I'm not aware. I'm not sure. And like I said, I don't like to speculate. But he's doing his job. He's doing his job. He has not done anything
contrary to the law.
To the law.
Okay, now, I don't want us to speculate, but in honest terms, the basic inflation for July rose to about 22.74%.
Yes.
And one of the basic reasons, no speculation, was that food inflation was the reason that drove or raised up the inflation for July 2025. Now, my question is, would it also make any sense that political public office holders will have an increase? Will it not also drive the inflation in our markets, knowing that both of us, both the ordinary Nigerians and also these public office holders, we go to the same market? And you do know how the Nigeria setting is, when there's always a pay rise, be it whether in the public sector or normal workers are being, their salary is being increased, it always reflects in the market. So does it make any sense? Should they not put the inflation in context? Because all I know the government is trying to do is to reduce the present inflation, which they've done a bit, because we know in the month of June, it was up to 29.72%. And it's 92%. But now it has a bit increased, decreased. Yes. So my question, would it not also increase the inflation that we're battling so hard to bring down?
If you look at the conduct of our public office holders, you won't see anything that suggests anything is wrong with the economy. Basically, most of them live a life of luxury. Luxury in the sense, I talked about the convoy of the president, the convoy of the governor. It's a life of, they are living a life of luxury. And there's nothing anybody is going to do now that's going to either increase, affect inflation trend. So they're already doing it. Yeah. Since 2023, when this present government came into place, and they've said, okay, fuel subsidy removed. Yeah. The naira is loaded. We need to adjust ourselves, adjust our bets so that tomorrow will be better. Of course, me and you, all of us, especially me, I like a situation where if we adjust for today to make tomorrow better. I'm for it. But what we've seen is that these adjustments seem not to be for the...
Overboard.
Yes, it seems not to be for public office holders, because you look at the type of lifestyle which all of us see, we see them. We even if either their place of residence or the place they work from is not accessible to everybody, they come out, they attend events and all that, and we look at them. So you see clearly they are living a life of luxury. So there's nothing that will happen now. There's nothing that will happen now that is going to add to the inflation as it is, basically. So I don't think it has anything to do with that. But like what I've said, now, if they are going to increase the salary, be rest assured those are other allowances will go. But the difference is they will keep telling us about that basic salary, but then they are not putting any figure to those allowances, which for me is the real thing, because that's what blows up the figure. The 36 point something that each senator receives a month is not the basic salary. The basic salary is less than 200,000 naira. So you ask yourself, where did 30 million plus, where is it coming from? Is inside those allowances. They put all of them together and it blows up.
Now, you talked about sacrifices, and you say Nigerians are really going through a lot, especially after the floating of the naira and also the removal of fuel subsidy.
Yes.
Fortunately or unfortunately, on May 29, 2023, when Mr. President took the helms of affairs. But my question now is, do you feel Nigerians would feel a sense of relief, will feel a sense of oneness with what you stated, if we also could have our public office holders, rather than talk of an increase in salary, we rather talk about a decrease in salary? Because why I'm asking that, now, as of today, our foreign reserve is put at 39 billion United States dollars. As of today, our debt profile has increased to 149.39 trillion naira, which shows that it looks as if our funds are in the red.
Yes.
Do you feel a downward review would also help Nigerians feel a sign of relief that, well, the sacrifice is not only ours, but everyone?
Well, like the chairman, Mohammed, is saying, if what he's talking about, what we have on the site, 3 point something
million naira,
let's say you now increase it to 5 million, there's really no There's no difference
Okay.
in that. If you look at it economically, doesn't make any difference.
Okay.
Now, if you look at the allowances, which we are not privy to, which we don't know, that will be increased also.
Yeah.
You can't increase
because
this.
you can't increase the salary without increasing the basic allowance.
Now, what I would say when it comes to sacrifice in terms of with the public office holders, I don't think they are made for that, or they are thinking.
but they are also Nigerians.
Yes, I don't think they are. You know what? One thing I always say is, I like to watch what you do. I watch people's actions because I feel that people's actions are the best interpreters
of who they are.
Who they are. I like to watch what you do instead of what you say. If you watch what they do,
you're talking about their body language.
Yes, not body language. What they do every day. It's not body language. Sometimes you read it correctly.
Manage it.
Yes, but this one is clear. It's clear to all of us what they do and all of that. So basically, if you say for the optics now, but I've seen that they are not really interested in the optics. If they are, one individual will not line up so many vehicles. Those vehicles is not like somebody has gifted it to them. They buy it. It's budgeted for.
Yeah.
You know,
from taxpayers' money.
You know, once in a while there will be controversies. They want to buy so and so vehicles, and the whole country, everybody will be shouting up and down. At times when they say, okay, all of us tighten our bets and do this and do that, but if they want to tighten their bets, they won't say, we are going to buy so and so type of vehicle. Sometimes it's type of vehicles, some individuals will do research, and one vehicle is about 100 million.
Yeah.
And all that. It becomes the list. And all of us will start talking about it. So I don't think they are caught out for
such sacrifice.
Yes. Probably, maybe, I don't know if they really understand the word sacrifice itself. I don't think they are interested. You know, in other climes, the politicians, for optics, they like to do certain things, and they say, okay, this is what is, let's act in this way. Some of them may pretend
to please the
electorate. But here in Nigeria, it's not like that. It's not like that. If you watch all our public office holders, you see that they are not interested in pleasing you or not. I don't know why, but that's how it is. So, forget it.
Okay, well, anyway, I will not forget this question. And funny enough, it might really be our last question as we try to wrap up because of time. Now, we know in 2015, there was an increase in the pay of these office holders. Like I stated earlier, former President Muhammad Buhari refused to sign. And the National Assembly gave him that nod not to sign. We also do know that 1st of January 2023, there was a proposed 114% increase in the basic salaries of public office holders, which also was jettisoned by former President Muhammad Buhari. So my question, with this recent call by the Commission, do you see the National Assembly and Mr. President tolling the line of former President Muhammad Buhari in not assenting to this proposed increase?
I don't think so.
And there are reasons for that. Because most of those persons in the National Assembly were there in 2023 and 2015. But they all agreed not to go ahead with the increase.
I don't think so, because it's actually the president, you know. The president is at the head, and everybody watches, even the members of the National Assembly. Our legislators, most times, they seem to look at what the executive, the head of the executive, who is the president, what he truly wants. And most times you look at what happens, they do it for him. I don't think so. I'm sure if there is a proposed increase, this National Assembly, they will pass it into law, and this president will sign it. Because let me give you just some few examples.
Give us your reasons to support, or give us examples or things to support your reason, especially as it concerns him.
One of the first actions this president took when he came into office was to buy a new plane, a new jet. Yes, everybody at that time he has removed subsidy. The naira has floated, and not now. We've gotten used to it. At that time there was chaos. But the president said, "Look, I want to buy a new plane," and he bought a new plane. Everybody shouted, "Why will you buy a new plane when you are saying we should adjust?" I said, "New plane? How much?" But he went ahead and bought that plane. Right now in the presidential fleet, I think there are about 6 or 7 planes, and that new one is there. Another action he also took, the president bought what they call the Beast, Escalade. Most times presidential vehicles, we mostly use Mercedes-Benz.
Yes.
Especially with this new set of public office holders since 1999. Before, in those days, we used to use a Peugeot.
Yeah, Peugeot.
So we mostly use Mercedes-Benz. That's the president's own official vehicle.
Yeah.
Mostly one of the best exotic, luxurious,
bulletproof
Mercedes-Benz. So it's understood, and for that, the president should be protected and all that. But President Bola Ahmed Tinubu came and bought the Beast. The Beast is the vehicle the American president used. Every American president, they use the Beast. Is Escalade, an Escalade model specifically manufactured for the president. So our own president deviated from what has been on ground. He went and they manufactured a Beast for him. So if you take all of that into consideration, and if you look at his own lifestyle, I feel strongly that if there's a proposal, he will go ahead. He will encourage the National Assembly to pass it. He will go ahead and sign it. That's my own feeling.
This was the same president that cut down on entourage just to reduce the funds. Unlike previous president that had a lot of entourage escorting him or following him when he goes to foreign trips. Will that not in every way help to save the funds, which he said? Is this not the same president you are talking about?
Okay, let's see. That time he did this cut on entourage. What happened? What happened? There was a cry from the whole country. I think they went to, was it Qatar? They went to Qatar, somewhere in the Middle East then. And the entourage, people that was on that entourage was the thousands. People wondered.
But he heard Nigerians cry. And he did the needful.
Now they wondered, what happened? Why would the entourage be so much? Nothing like that has ever happened. 1,000, everybody was there. I mentioned Estaco.
But don't you feel the outcry coming from Nigerians now will also, he will listen to that, knowing that he's a father, and will also say, well, just like what you people need, I did it before now, I'll still do it again.
I don't know, maybe. Honestly, if you ask me, if you ask me, I don't know, but maybe. If you ask me, like I said, I look at what people do, and I said most likely it's going to move in this direction. But from what his actions, inactions, and all that, I don't know, honestly.
Okay, but what I know is that I know we've really run out of time, and we need to go, but we'll not go without really thanking our guest in the house. We're talking about no other person but an economist and a public analyst, and I'm talking of Prince Kojentoway. Thank you so much for coming here and giving us your personal assertion and personal view as it concerns this proposed, because it's not done yet, it's proposed plan increase in the wages of public office holders. Thank you for your time with us. We truly appreciate your time with us.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for tuning in more to these stations, and you can see that it's been a lively discussion. We'd like to have you every day being with us. Thank you very much.
Well, anyway, I'd love to have him every day as a co-anchor because he did a good job in telling you to join us. But that's the truth. Please remember to still remain with us, because more to come on Viewpoint. The news will come on the hour. And most certainly, trending will make a very lovely return. And more interesting programs to come right here on your lovely morning show. And we're talking about Viewpoint. But for dialogue, God willing, we'll see tomorrow when we'll have another lovely discussion on the dialogue. But like I said, Viewpoint still continues. And let's see if we'll go on a quick break. And when we come back, the news will be on right here on Viewpoint.
For God sought man to incarnate and to lead his people, and he found none but thee, the one who understands the assignment. To the extent the dexterity you deploy to administer the territory attracted principalities and powers, yet you won by Isaiah 7:7. The traditional king that forfeit godly scriptures. Your ways are not the ways of man, even as we exist as man. The one who takes giant steps in David's raiment. You are the clear proof we had first-hand connection with civilization, daddy with maximum steez and composure. We do not need to pat your back and scoop your tummy before you do us good, because truly you have now made goodness our inheritance, and everybody give thanks. You may have been ignored, left alone to tend the flocks, but I tell you truth, it was God's strategy for you to cater for his flocks. Oh, how did we not know at first that a change we seek and desire lurks around us like a friend that sticks closer than a brother. He who resonates history before our face, giving us the hope of a prosperous phase. It is time. 4 years crowned in glory, 4 years seed in destiny. Ogiame, King of the waters. It is your 4th-year coronation anniversary, and everybody is Ogboru.
When the lights go out, who do you call? Tikado! Tikado Energy Solutions Limited, your plug for electrical power, surveillance system, and entertainment. From expert electrical installation to efficient eco-friendly solar inverter systems, no matter the size, Tikado delivers smart energy solutions designed for today and tomorrow. We also help you secure your space with our cutting-edge security and surveillance system. Enjoy crystal clear entertainment with our professional DSTV and cable TV installation. Visit Tikado today at Block F4, Suite 41 and 42, HFP East Line Plaza, Abraham Adesanya, Aja, Lagos. Or call 0906 902 5025 or 0815 176 6817. Explore our services at tikado.com.ng. Tikado Energy Solutions Limited. Power, protection, peace. Ruth Gender Foundation.
I'm Ruth Edema Collins. I hold a first degree in physics electronics, a postgraduate qualification in business administration, and a nationally certified French language tutor. Career-wise, I'm an educational facilitator. I'm the managing director at Atlantic Media and TV, and I'm also a director at Vocotech Integrated Services Nigeria Limited. I'm a wife and a mother, and I like dressing up to show up. Yeah, so that's basically me. Thank you. Root Gender Foundation was inspired from my personal experiences growing up as a young girl in a typical Nigerian environment. For me, it was being different. It made people bully me, abuse me, and harass me. I was always misunderstood, and underrated. Root Gender is a foundation that is dedicated to building confidence in the Nigerian girl child through educational and inspirational programs, like supporting programs that promote girl child education. We also organize physical exercises for our young girls for the overall well-being of their mental and physical states, and also for the acquisition of self-defense skills. We also sensitize girls on laws that protect them. In our constitution, a lot of girls do not know that they have rights, that there are laws that protect their interests in Nigeria. Hence, they are vulnerable, they are living in fear, which is stopping them from reaching their full potentials. So we sensitize them on the laws that protect their interests. This, like I said, is visioned towards building confidence in the Nigerian girl child. So that is just a wrap up of what we do at Root Gender Foundation. I would say I resonate with the struggles and the challenges of the girl child, particularly the Warri girl child. I happen to grow up in the heart of Warri. From an average background. My family is an average one, but I experienced a lot. Like I said, I was bullied, I was overlooked, I was harassed for being a different child, for daring to be different, and nobody was taking note and tapping into my potentials. So my interest for the girl child is I would love to be a voice for the girl child. They need people to believe in them. They need people to speak for them. I also want the Warri girl child to know that there is hope beyond the reef. I want them to see the bigger picture. I want them to know that they can compete on global platforms. They can compete on international platforms, and they can do very well. We have the likes of Ada Gold, or Maumi, and the rest of them. They are all competing very well on international platforms, and I know that you too can do that, and I want you to know that is why we are here. Root Gender Foundation is here to make you understand that you can actually be what you want to be. As part of our objectives at Root Gender Foundation, we are dedicated to promoting girl child education. Like I said, I represent the brand Warri Girl Child. I represent the brand the African Girl Child, because I have gone through the struggles from there to here. So giving 2 million to the best female participants is just a way to share them on. It's just a way to make them know that we believe in you. I believe in you. You can look up to us. We are sharing you on. It is not about the money. We believe in your potential. We want our girls to know that you are doing the right thing at the right time. You are in the right place, and this is what you should be doing. That's why we are supporting you, and we will always be here to support you. Girl child empowerment to me is enforcing laws that protect our girl child. You know, my NGO, we've been pursuing a bill that we will see to be passed. We are asking that our girls should be allowed to carry pepper spray as weapons of self-defense. Because if you look at it, our women have nothing to protect themselves. They are just there by the grace of God. So we are pursuing laws that will protect the girl child. So empowerment, girl child empowerment to me is enforcing laws that protect the girl child, educating the girl child on time and money management, financial literacy, and equipping them with self-defense skills. Also, access to quality education. This to me is girl child empowerment and nothing more. A girl child must possess effective communication skills. They should be able to communicate effectively. A girl child should be financially literate. She should know how to manage her finances, and she should also know how to manage her time. Yes. Also, most importantly, another skill is self-awareness. It's important for our girls to know who they are, to believe in themselves. That's the vision of our NGO, building confident girls that can achieve their full potentials in Nigeria. That is our NGO's vision. So yeah, those are some of the skills I believe that the girl child should possess. She needs role models. She needs people that have led that path and have made it. Our young girls need role models. That's why we have to do better. We have to do the work. We have to bridge the gap. We have to share them on like we are doing. You can achieve your dreams. First, you have to make education your best friend. Every effort you put into learning will always be there for you to never fail you. Boys will break your heart, people will break your heart, but every effort you put towards learning anything, everything will always come through for you. So for you to achieve your dreams, look towards the right people, look towards the right direction. There are people that have achieved in that route. I will encourage you to look up to them, learn from them. That is just the way to achieve your dreams. My message to the Warri Child, like I said, I represent the brand Warri Girl Child. We are letting the world know that we are not vile, we are not roused, we are educated, we compete intellectually, we have good things ahead of us. We can do it on the global platform, we can do it on the national platform, and we are everything there is to be a woman. I would encourage you, Warri Girl Child, make education your best friend. Make education your best friend. Learn new things. Learn new languages. Okay? And the sky will be your starting point. We are always here to share you up. Don't forget that my name is Ruth Edema Collins from Root Gender Foundation, and from all of us wishing you the best, we say keep watching Atlantic TV.
Ruth Gender Foundation.
everybody, and welcome to Wawu Africa. This is the official launching, and it's your host QJ and And we are so excited to be here, guys. This is a brand new app, girl, for women, Christocentric women.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great. My expectations are through the roof. We have amazing guests here today, so stay tuned.
And we're gonna be back.
Yeah, we will be back.
That seeks to bridge the gap between opportunity and access. A movement that believes in the transformative power of women's economic empowerment. Our mission is simple, yet ambitious, to provide a safe, inclusive and supportive environment, a safe, inclusive space where women can learn, earn, collaborate and thrive, where they can showcase their skills, share their stories and sell their products and services.
Every day I create, but no one sees me. Until now. Introducing Wawu Africa. Learn, showcase, connect, earn. Now, the world sees my worth and pays for it. Wawu Africa, where women rise.
Okay, so the inspiration behind Wawu Africa, it stems from women being dealt the lower hand, if I may put it that way. Because in corporate worlds, we see that men always get the better pay, they always get better roles, and if there is a woman in a good position, it is assumed that she did something to get that position. So we're trying to change that narrative where we are saying, look, women are not just meant for the kitchen. Women need to earn more as well. Women need to be heard. Women need to be seen for what they can do, for their skills, not just as some sexual object or some sexual toy, because that is one of the things that has been, or the major thing that has been tied to when you say I'm a woman. That is one thing that people see first. So we're trying to change that narrative. We want women to be out there doing big things just like our male counterparts are doing and not being dependent. We're trying to change that narrative of women are always so dependent on men. We want to be independent, not like we want to just do everything on our own, but we want to be able to stand as women in our various industries, as a lawyer, as a doctor, as an artisan, a content creator, whatever it is that you are. We want women to stand out there.
I think it's a beautiful and a fantastic phenomenal initiative that I think can metamorphose into things like skill acquisition for women, safe place for women training, etiquette for women, empowering women. We call it a man's world. I call it a gentleman's world because the gentleman puts the woman first. Yes. And so I think this is a phenomenal idea. If everyone has a sister, mother, or a daughter, one of them sister, mother, or a daughter. So it's high time we started investing in the women and make this world a better place, a safer place for them. I'm thinking of a WOW counseling, for WOW rehabilitation, for drug addiction for women. I think it's something that is really huge that will begin to make. There are too many layers on what to do to make the world safe and safer for women. And so I believe that this is the beginning of the best days of this thing we just launched today. And so hoping for more.
Why did you decide to support Wawu Africa? What does it mean to you as a woman?
It means everything. I am a woman first, and personally, I am a strong advocate for the girl child and for women affairs. So anything women, supporting them, lifting them, you'll find me there. So, but as per this, my media outfits, we are very proud to give them the visibility that they need to reach their targets and where they wish to go, and give them every other support that they need to reach the women that we hope to reach. Women need to learn. It is a basic skill that they must have. They must learn, they must earn, they must grow, and they must learn to collaborate. That's why we are here. I have met some amazing women here. She leads Africa. She's here too. So it is amazing when women support each other. We attain amazing heights. So we cannot overlook the importance of collaborating with other people, other women like us. It is very, very, very important.
Here at Wawu Africa, it's an app that supports women. So what are your views on it?
In fact, it's a great idea because it will help women to be able to showcase their businesses. They don't need to, like online businesses now, they can have a space to put in their businesses and make, sell their products easily now for export.
My expectations are really high. I've worked with the owner, the person in charge for a while, and I know he's a very brilliant mind and he has ideas, and this is one of them which has come to fruition. So my expectations are really high. It's a platform to help women be empowered, help women earn, help women scale up, and that aligns with the value of She Leads Africa. That's why we're here partnering with them, encouraging them, and saying we're here, we're hailing you, we're behind you. We pray and hope that you scale, right, and achieve all your dreams.
Wawu Africa, where women rise.
Don't stop. So it has been an amazing experience, hasn't it? Oh my gosh, we have so many expectations from Wawu Africa, and it has been great vibing with you guys. It's your host QJ and Shay. Until next time, stay tuned.
Atlantic TV, culturally inclined, uniquely different.
Ara lóríire, olóríire ọ̀fọ̀ máa sí olúromi o, ọ̀wẹ́ náà ògì.
Mommy Dama, Daddy Daba. This is how we greet in our place. It is a way of respect, a long age tradition, carried through generations like sacred fire. Our coronation celebration is around the corner, so close, we can feel the drum beats in the wind, and there is no more time to keep checking time. So the sons and daughters of Iwere, both at home and in diaspora, comfort, put on the full regalia, adore yourself in pride, and walk in the step of our ancestors. Let us observe a longish culture together, so deep, so bright, that even whitest could not help but reverence. And I did the oka. Then Barajo, do not say we did not know, we did not hear, neither were we informed. Put aside the grieving, because no matter what, we are same. Same history, same tongues that cannot be taken away, except that towards path. Ishekiri. and Kuro. Our monarch awaits us.
In the glorious land of Warri Kingdom, history meets heritage and tradition embraces transformation. Join us in celebrating the 4th coronation anniversary of His Majesty Ogiame Atuashe III, CFR, the Olu of Warri, from Monday 18th of August to Sunday 24th of August 2025. Day 1 kicks off with praise and worship at the Palace Church, Agofen, Warri by 12 noon. Day 2 features hospital commissioning at Ubangwe, Warri, 10 a.m. Ishekiri language competition for activities, 12:30 p.m. Royal choir performance, 5 p.m. Day 7, the celebration concludes with a heartfelt Thanksgiving service at 10 a.m. at the Palace Church, Agofen, Warri. Join us as we honor 4 impactful years of visionary leadership. Brought to you by Uge Oyo Ekoro TV. Don't miss out on exciting news, events, and more. Stay connected by following us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Atlantic Media and TV.
For God sought man to incarnate and to lead his people, and he found none but thee, the one who understands the assignment. To the extent the dexterity you deploy to administer the territory attracted principalities and powers, yet you won by Isaiah 7:7. The traditional king that forfeit godly scriptures. Your ways are not the ways of man, even as you exist as man. The one who takes giant steps in David's raiment. You are the clear proof we had first-hand connection with civilization. Daddy with maximum steez and composure. We do not need to pat your back and scoop your tummy before you do us good. Because truly you have now made goodness our inheritance. And everybody give thanks. You may have been ignored, left alone to tend the flocks, but I tell you truth, it was God's strategy for you to cater for his flocks. Oh, how did we not know at first that a change will seek and desire, lurks around us like a friend that seeks closer than a brother. He who resonates history before our face, giving us the hope of a prosperous phase. It is time. 4 years crowned in glory, 4 years seed in destiny. Ogiame, King of the waters. It is your 4th year coronation anniversary, and everybody is Ogboru.
Don't miss out on exciting news, events, and more. Stay connected by following us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Atlantic Media and TV.
Ìyára lóríire, olóríire àfọ̀másì, olúrọ̀mí o, ọba mi òkè. Ìyára lóríire, olóríire àfọ̀másì, olúrọ̀mí o. Ọba mi òkè, ìràwọ̀ bàbá mi jẹ́, orí gbẹ́jì wẹ̀rẹ̀, ìràwọ̀ èsì gbà mí jẹ́, orí wàrà wòrò.
Hello, good day, and welcome to our daily news roundup right here on Atlantic TV. I am Ikichi Tejere. Here are our top stories. Coronation Anniversary Day 2, Hospital Lunch Ishekiri language contest and novelty match lights up celebrations. Federal government, Nigeria spends $10 billion yearly on food imports. Stakeholders commend Olu of Warri at commissioning of Renewed Hope Mother and Child Hospital. U.S. report flags security, justice concerns in Nigeria. Presidency responds. AfroBasket 2025, the Tigers face Senegal in quarter-final showdown. Now to the news in full. The 4th coronation anniversary of His Majesty Okiamia Tuwashe III CFR, the Olu of Warri, continued yesterday with a series of colorful events. It showcased culture, unity, and celebration across the kingdom. The people of Warri once again hailed their revered monarch, fondly called Ogbowuru, gracefully majestic, king of the land and waters, and custodian of the ancient throne of Warri. Day 2 of the celebrations was packed with sporting events, cultural displays, and a major healthcare project unveiling. Kanuankwo, Victor Ikpeba, Taribo West, Augustine Egwavon, and other ex-Super Eagles internationals thrilled fans in an all-stars novelty football match between the Team Iwere and the Chevron All-Stars at the Olu's Palace Field, where the Chevron All-Stars emerged winners of the tournament with a 4-2 win against Team Iwere. The atmosphere was electric as the women also kicked off earlier in the day with a tightly contested novelty match that went down to penalties as we saw the Olori ladies emerge winners of the tournament with a 3-2 win against the Pretty Ladies. The anniversary celebration also highlighted culture and education with an Ishekiri language competition for children aimed at strengthening linguistic heritage and promoting early cultural inclusivity. In addition, His Majesty commissioned the Renewed Hope Mother and Child Specialist Hospital and Doctor's Quarters in Mwangwe, Warri. The facility, facilitated by the Olu of Warri, serves as an annex of the Federal Medical Center, Asaba, bringing healthcare closer to the people. From football thrills to cultural displays and healthcare advancements, Day 2 of the Olu of Warri's coronation anniversary was a true reflection of tradition, progress, and the unity of the Warri Kingdom. The federal government has raised alarm over Nigeria's rising food import bill, disclosing that the country spends about $10 billion annually on items such as wheat, rice, sugar, fish, and even tomato paste. Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, revealed this during the first Bank Agric and Export Expo in Lagos. Represented by his special advisor, Ibrahim Alkali, the minister stressed that agriculture contributes 35% to Nigeria's GDP and employs a similar share of the workforce. Despite vast arable land and a youthful population, Nigeria accounts for less than 0.5% of global exports. The minister emphasized the urgent need to rethink agricultural financing to reduce imports and build a stronger non-oil export economy. He reaffirmed the Tinubu administration's commitment to achieving food sovereignty. The government says with proper investment, agriculture could drive revenue, create jobs, and secure the nation's food future while cutting down on the massive import bill. Several state governments across Nigeria have failed to meet their capital expenditure targets for the first half of 2025. Findings from their second quarter budget implementation report reveal that procurement delays, insecurity, and rising costs have forced states to cut back on much-needed capital projects. According to the report, 31 states collectively spent just 2.75 trillion naira on capital projects between January and June 2025, far below the 17.51 trillion naira they had projected for the entire year. This represents only 15.7% performance, leaving critical infrastructure projects stalled. Last year alone, states earmarked over 11.34 trillion naira for capital projects, but faced a funding gap of nearly 4 trillion naira due to revenue shortfalls, ballooning wage bills, and heavy debt servicing. Experts warn the same structural problems are repeating in 2025, undermining growth and infrastructure delivery. President Bola Tinubu has meanwhile appealed to governors to channel more resources into rural electrification, agriculture, poverty eradication, and infrastructure, stressing the need to change the story of grassroots Nigerians. The underperformance has delayed major works on roads, schools, hospitals, and water systems, deepening hardship for citizens who had expected improved services following increased government revenues after fuel subsidy removal and FX reforms. Prominent stakeholders, including Delta State Governor, Right Honorable Sheriff Oborewori, the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Sustainable Development Goals, Princess Adejoke Orelokpe Adefulire, and the Acting Medical Director of the Federal Medical Center, Asaba, Dr. Ekanem Omo, have commended the Olu of Warri, Okiame Atuwache III. They praised the monarch for his critical role in ensuring the successful take-off of the 80-bed Renewed Hope Mother and Child Specialist Hospital, Obangwe, Warri. The commendations came during the hospital's official commissioning in Warri, Delta State. Governor Oborewori, represented by his Chief of Staff, Honorable Johnson Erijo, lauded President Bola Tinubu and the Office of the Senior Special Assistant on SDGs for driving the project. Princess Orelokpe Adefulire also recalled the efforts of the late Olu of Warri, Okiame Ikenwoli, in initiating the hospital, while noting that Okiame Atuwache III consolidated the commitment to bring the facility to life. The Renewed Hope Mother and Child Specialist Hospital is expected to significantly improve maternal and child health care services for residents of Warri and its environs. Former presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, has raised fresh concerns over vote buying in Nigeria, describing it as a calculated investment in corruption and a direct threat to democracy. Obi, in a statement posted on X, said politicians who buy votes only seek access to public funds, diverting money meant for schools, hospitals, roads, and jobs into their own pockets. He stressed that such politicians are not leaders but looters, adding that vote buying robs society of dignity, development, and life itself. Obi also challenged voters, saying those who sell their ballots are not innocent victims but active participants in destroying their own future. Peter Obi warned that exchanging ballots for money or material gains amounts to mortgaging the nation's future, urging both leaders and citizens to reject the practice if Nigeria must move forward. You're watching the Daily News Roundup right here on Atlantic TV. We'll go on a short break. More news stories when we return. Welcome back. Now to some business stories. Former Chief Corporate Communications Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, Femi Soneye, has urged the federal government to grant incentives that will support the growth and sustainability of the Nigerian media industry. Sonaya made the appeal in Abuja on Tuesday, shortly after receiving the Excellence in Corporate Communications Award from the Nigerian Union of Journalists FCT Council. The NUJ FCT chairperson, Grace Ike, described Sonaya as a consummate professional, applauding his contributions to journalism and corporate communications. The union said the award recognizes his advocacy for a stronger, independent and sustainable Nigerian media. He recommended targeted incentives such as tax reliefs, import duty waivers on essential media tools, and the establishment of an independent media development fund to support investigative journalism, community radio, and newsroom innovation. Nigeria's equities markets suffered a major setback on Tuesday, reversing its bullish run with a massive 1.33 trillion naira loss following heavy sell-offs across several major stocks. The market's capitalization of listed equities dropped by 1.46% from 91.561 trillion naira to 90.227 trillion naira. Similarly, the all-share index declined by 2,109 points, closing at 142,613.47 compared to the previous day's 144,722.47. The sell-offs affected heavyweight stocks including Dangote Cement, RT Briscoe, Royal Exchange, Jay's Bank, and Wapik Insurance, alongside 34 others, dragging the market into negative territory. Markets breadth also closed negative with 39 losers against 26 gainers. Royal Exchange led the losers chart with a 10% dip, while Dangote Cement shed 9.88% to close at 520 naira per share. Other major declines included RT Briscoe, Jay's Bank, and Wapik Insurance. On the flip side, Nigerian Enamelware gained 9.95% to settle at 35.90 naira, while communications stock rose 9.82%, ending at 1 naira 23 kobo per share. Analysts say profit-taking and rising investor caution triggered the sell-offs, but they remain optimistic that bargain hunting could restore market momentum in coming sessions. The Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, has unveiled a new initiative aimed at strengthening the country's resilience to climate change and weather-related disasters. The project, called Enhancing National Climate Services (ENACT), was launched at an official ceremony in Abuja. The initiative is a product of more than a year of collaboration between NIMET, Sahel Consulting Limited, the International Research Institute for Climate and Society, with support from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation under the Building Agricultural Systems Resilience in Nigeria project. Speaking at the event, Professor Anosike said the ENACT project will help bridge climate information gaps by strengthening early warning systems and proving timely data for decision-making across agriculture and other socio-economic sectors. He emphasized that in this era of climate change, accessible climate information is essential for protecting lives, livelihoods, and national development. Director General of NIMET, Professor Charles Anosike, described the launch as a milestone in Nigeria's development, noting that it addresses the country's urgent need for accurate and timely climate information. NIMET says the initiative marks a new phase in its strategic response to climate change, ensuring Nigerians have access to the information they need to better prepare for and mitigate weather-induced risks. You're watching News Roundup. The Daily News Roundup will go for yet another break. More news stories when we return.
My name is Desoka, the comedy catalyst, one of Nigerian comedy.
All right, guys, back again. Yes, boss. My name is Baby.
Yemi Alade.
Yeah, what up, people? It's your boy Victor 80.
Girl Niniola.
My name is my wife, and just celebrity type man.
My papa say, who won't carry cow, waka go, waka follow the cow. I know the life for you.
I see you know you're watching the Atlantic TV.
Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Atlantic TV. Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Atlantic TV.
Informative, educative, interesting, entertaining.
Worldwide, international.
Don't go anywhere, I'll catch you.
Don't touch that die. Atlantic TV. Boom.
Atlantic TV. We wanna party.
Atlantic TV. Culturally inclined and uniquely different.
Don't miss out on exciting news, events, and more. Stay connected by following us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Atlantic Media and TV.
Welcome back. Now let's cross over to the foreign scene. The United States have expressed concerns over Nigeria's security and justice system, highlighting cases of arbitrary detention and enforced disappearances. But the presidency insists reforms are already underway. In its 2024 country report on human rights practices, the U.S. Department of State cited the disbanded SARS unit in Anambra, where Amnesty International claims the whereabouts of dozens of detainees remain unknown. The report further noted that suspects are sometimes denied access to lawyers or family members, despite laws requiring they be brought before a magistrate within 48 hours. It also flagged arbitrary bail provisions and indefinite detentions, as well as corruption cases not following due process. On the economy, the report stressed that the new minimum wage of 70,000 naira has been undermined by naira depreciation. Reacting swiftly, the presidency maintained that Nigeria's judiciary is tackling delays in justice delivery, while government continues reforms aimed at stabilizing the economy and strengthening institutions. The Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, says the United States oil exports to Nigeria and other African nations have declined to 3.3 million barrels per day in July 2025, the lowest since March 2022. According to OPEC's August monthly oil market report, the decline marks the fifth consecutive monthly drop, driven largely by reduced flows to Europe and Africa, particularly Nigeria. Meanwhile, Nigeria's crude oil production has shown a significant improvement. OPEC data revealed an 11% year-on-year increase, with output rising to 1.559 million barrels per day in July 2025, up from 1.386 million barrels in the same period last year. The Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission also confirmed that oil production crossed 1.8 million barrels per day at peak levels last month. NUPRC's Chief Executive, Benga Komolafe, attributed the gains to its Project 1 and MMBOPD incremental initiative, stressing that multi-stakeholder collaboration is yielding results. The report also linked the developments to the coming on stream of local refineries, including the 650,000 barrels per day Dangote refinery, which has reduced the country's dependence on crude oil imports. With Nigeria's rising output and reduced reliance on imports, industry experts believe the country is moving closer to achieving greater energy self-sufficiency. And now to sports. Nigeria's men basketball team, the Tigers, are bracing for a crucial AfroBasket 2025 quarterfinal clash against Senegal this Wednesday in Luanda, Angola, after an impressive unbeaten run in the group stage. Their opponents, Senegal, a five-time AfroBasket champion, booked their spot after defeating South Sudan 78-65 in the playoff round, having earlier recorded two group stage victories against Uganda and Mali, but lost to Egypt. Senegal, led by Bronkao Badio, brings strength and experience, while Nigeria banks on its offensive depth and the leadership of veteran Stan Okoye, the only player left from the country's 2015 AfroBasket winning squad. Officials say the team is drawing extra motivation from the government's reward system for successful athletes, hoping to repeat the women's team the Tigress, who beat Senegal earlier this year en route to winning the women's AfroBasket. The quarterfinal clash between Nigeria and Senegal promises fireworks as both teams battle for continental glory and a ticket to next year's World Cup qualifiers. Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola is preparing for a summer shake-up, with reports suggesting that at least 6 players could be on their way out of Etihad. Despite City's emphatic 4-0 win over Wolves in their opening Premier League match, Guardiola insists his squad remains too large. Ederson was notably absent from the matchday squad amid talks with Turkish giants Galatasaray. Savinho was also left out as Tottenham step up their push to sign the winger. Kelvin Phillips, who has spent loan spells at Ipswich Town and West Ham, is tipped to finally make a permanent exit. With a long season ahead across multiple competitions, the exits are expected to help Guardiola trim his squad and maintain balance as City chase silverware once again. With our sports news, we come to the end of today's daily news roundup right here on Atlantic TV. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.
Mommy Dama, Daddy Daba. This is how we greet in our place. It is a way of respect, a long age tradition, carried through generations like sacred fire. Our coronation celebration is around the corner, so close, we can feel the drum beats in the wind, and there is no more time to keep checking time. So the sons and daughters of Iwere, both at home and in diaspora, comfort, put on the full regalia, adore yourself in pride, and walk in the step of our ancestors. Let us observe a longish culture together, so deep, so bright, that even whitest could not help but reverence. Enedidioka, then Barajo. Do not say we did not know, we did not hear, neither were we informed. Put aside the grieving, because no matter what, we are same history, same tongues that cannot be taken away, except that door's path. Ishekiri and Koro, our monarch awaits us.
Ruth Gender Foundation.
I'm Ruth Edema Collins. I hold a first degree in physics electronics, a postgraduate qualification in business administration, and a nationally certified French language tutor. Career-wise, I'm an educational facilitator. I'm the managing director at Atlantic Media and TV, and I'm also a director at Vocotech Integrated Services Nigeria Limited. I'm a wife and a mother, and I like dressing up to show up. Yeah, so that's basically me. Thank you. Root Gender Foundation was inspired from my personal experiences growing up as a young girl in a typical Nigerian environment. For me, it was being different. It made people bully me, abuse me, and harass me. I was always misunderstood and underrated. Root Gender is a foundation that is dedicated to building confidence in the Nigerian girl child through educational and inspirational programs, like supporting programs that promote girl child education. We also organize physical exercises for our young girls for the overall well-being of their mental and physical states, and also for the acquisition of self-defense skills. We also sensitize girls on laws that protect them. In our constitution, a lot of girls do not know that they have rights, that there are laws that protect their interests in Nigeria. Hence, they are vulnerable, they are living in fear, which is stopping them from reaching their full potentials. So we sensitize them on the laws that protect their interests. This, like I said, is visioned towards building confidence in the Nigerian girl child. So that is just a wrap-up of what we do at Root Gender Foundation. I would say I resonate with the struggles and the challenges of the girl child, particularly the Warri girl child. I happen to grow up in the heart of Warri. From an average background. My family is an average one, but I experienced a lot. Like I said, I was bullied, I was overlooked, I was harassed for being a different child, for daring to be different, and nobody was taking note and tapping into my potentials. So my interest for the girl child is I would love to be a voice for the girl child. They need people to believe in them. They need people to speak for them. I also want the Warri girl child to know that there is hope beyond the reef. I want them to see the bigger picture. I want them to know that they can compete on global platforms. They can compete on international platforms, and they can do very well. We have the likes of Ada Gold, or Maumi, and the rest of them. They are all competing very well on international platforms, and I know that you too can do that, and I want you to know that is why we are here. Root Gender Foundation is here to make you understand that you can actually be what you want to be. As part of our objectives at Root Gender Foundation, we are dedicated to promoting girl child education. Like I said, I represent the brand Warri Girl Child. I represent the brand the African Girl Child, because I have gone through the struggles from there to here. So giving 2 million to the best female participants is just a way to share them on. It's just a way to make them know that we believe in you. I believe in you. You can look up to us. We are sharing you on. It is not about the money. We believe in your potential. We want our girls to know that you are doing the right thing at the right time. You are in the right place, and this is what you should be doing. That's why we are supporting you, and we will always be here to support you. Girl-child empowerment to me is enforcing laws that protect our girl child. You know, my NGO, we've been pursuing a bill that we will see to be passed. We are asking that our girls should be allowed to carry pepper spray as weapons of self-defense. Because if you look at it, our women have nothing to protect themselves. They are just there by the grace of God. So we are pursuing laws that will protect the girl child. So empowerment, girl child empowerment to me is enforcing laws that protect the girl child, educating the girl child on time and money management, financial literacy, and equipping them with self-defense skills. Also, access to quality education. This to me is girl child empowerment and nothing more. A girl child must possess effective communication skills. They should be able to communicate effectively. A girl child should be financially literate. She should know how to manage her finances, and she should also know how to manage her time. Yes. Also, most importantly, another skill is self-awareness. It's important for our girls to know who they are, to believe in themselves. That's the vision of our NGO, building confident girls that can achieve their full potentials in Nigeria. That is our NGO's vision. So yeah, those are some of the skills I believe that the girl child should possess. She needs role models. She needs people that have led that path and have made it. Our young girls need role models. That's why we have to do better. We have to do the work. We have to bridge the gap. We have to share them on like we are doing. You can achieve your dreams. First, you have to make education your best friend. Every effort you put into learning will always be there for you to never fail you. Boys will break your heart, people will break your heart, but every effort you put towards learning anything, everything will always come through for you. So for you to achieve your dreams, look towards the right people, look towards the right direction. There are people that have achieved in that route. I will encourage you to look up to them, learn from them. That is just the way to achieve your dreams. My message to the Warri child, like I said, I represent the brand Warri Girl Child. We are letting the world know that we are not vile, we are not roused, we are educated, we compete intellectually, we have good things ahead of us. We can do it on the global platform, we can do it on the national platform, and we are everything there is to be a woman. I would encourage you, Warri Girl Child, make education your best friend. Make education your best friend. Learn new things. Learn new languages. Okay? And the sky will be your starting point. We are always here to share you up. Don't forget that my name is Ruth Edema Collins from Root Gender Foundation, and from all of us wishing you the best, we say keep watching Atlantic TV.
Ruth Gender Foundation.
In the glorious land of Warri Kingdom, history meets heritage and tradition embraces transformation. Join us in celebrating the 4th coronation anniversary of His Majesty Ogiame Atuashe III, CFR, the Olu of Warri, from Monday 18th of August to Sunday 24th of August 2025. Day 1 kicks off with praise and worship at the Palace Church, Agofen, Warri by 12 noon. Day 2 features hospital commissioning at Ubangwe, Warri, 10 a.m. Ishekiri language competition for children at Agofen, Warri, 12 noon. Women's football match, 4 p.m. All-Stars football match at the Palace Field, 4:30 p.m. Day 3, a royal boat ride to Ode Ishekiri, 10 a.m. Homage paying at Big Warri Palace, 12 noon. His Majesty departs Big Warri, 3 p.m. Day 4, the anniversary celebration and homage paying at Agofen, Warri by 11 a.m. Day 5 brings book launch, 10:30 a.m. More homage paying at Agofen, 11:30 a.m. Drama presentations at Agofen, Warri, 4:30 p.m. Day 6 features the Royal Order of Iwere Awards, 10 a.m. Special lecture at Agofen, 11 a.m. Youth activities, 12:30 p.m. Royal Choir performance, 5 p.m. Day 7, the celebration concludes with a heartfelt Thanksgiving service at 10 a.m. at the Palace Church, Agofen, Warri. Join us as we honor 4 impactful years of visionary leadership. Brought to you by Uge Oyo Ekoro TV. Welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is Trendy on Viewpoint. This is where we talk about all the trending things on the internet, everything, all the juicy gist on the internet. I am Mercy Irabo and I am not alone here. I've got with me Michael Gubadia, and together we'll be sharing stories on the internet and also giving our opinions about those topics. To our first story today. So as usual, I love taking a stroll on the internet, and I saw our big uncle Jim Ike saying that women can never raise boys into becoming a proper man. That is, women can never raise boys into becoming proper men. And Mr. Jim Ike, I beg to differ. This your opinion or assumption cannot even hold water. Like I've seen men raise girls into becoming confident women. Yeah, women. So why then are you saying that women cannot raise raise boys into becoming a proper man? So are you saying now that it's a gender thing? Mr. Michael, what do you feel?
Well, anyway, I feel I'll toe his line, and in every way he could be right, because the basic truth is it takes two to tango, and it's always important to have a male figure in the life of every child.
Okay.
A male figure brings authority, a male figure brings the feeling of responsibility,
Okay.
a male figure brings a feeling of you need to do what you need to do. But you know, sometimes now, maybe because of the 9 months women carry these children, and especially young boys, there's this close attachment always between mothers and sons. And because of that, you might overlook some things rather than putting your feet on the ground. And sometimes we see young men that are being trained by single mothers, end up being either too soft, forgive my language, or just basically a bit too spoiled.
Yeah,
that's the feeling. And I feel that's the angle Jim Ike is trying to throw.
Yeah, he actually said something that women are naturally built to love and nurture and not discipline.
Yeah.
Uncle, have you met my mother? If you meet my mother, you would feel you met a soldier. My mom would discipline you into becoming what she wants you to be. She would say, I will mold you to be what I want you to be. So don't tell me that women cannot discipline. They can. It's not supposed to be a gender thing. I don't feel, and I still stand, that it's not a gender thing. If the woman wants to discipline her child, of course, she should be able to discipline her child. The same way, have you not met men that are really soft?
No, I'm not saying that some women can't, but if you look at a larger percentage of people that either came out from single mothers or single fathers, look at larger percentage of those that seem to do more of the discipline at home, you always find out that the men seems to be on the major side. Because look at it. I do know some homes where the children might just be playing. Immediately they hear that car horn, that daddy is around, everybody arranges themselves. Those that are not doing their homework will go run to do their homework. Those that are just playing around with. So I feel a father figure brings a sense of discipline, a sense of responsibility, and a sense of, yes, things need to follow the line they need to. And I feel that's what Jim Ike is just coming out to say.
But I've actually seen a person that they fear the woman, the mother, more than the father. Just the same way you said, once the car horns, they start putting themselves in order. It has happened the other way around, like the children playing, and when they hear the mother coming, they try to do all of that. So I don't think it's gender-based. Discipline and all of that should be human quality and not gender-based.
Well, anyway, that's why I said a larger percentage is the male are always perceived to be the ones that discipline. And you will try to understand, we do not carry these children for 9 months. So what's the close attachment? Yes, they belong to us, they are from us, they answer our name, but you know, that's close attachment sometimes is not there. I have children, but you know, I need to discipline them when I need to discipline. I don't look at, oh, whether he's crying or no. You need to take you need to take strong measures, and we do know men are always built to dish out those discipline.
So if raising a boy requires a father figure, so are you trying to say that men can't raise women too?
No, they do.
And then if they do, then it means the logic doesn't count.
Now this is where it lies. If we lose out on mothers also showing a daughter on what to do as a proper woman, most certainly we will end up having daughters that are not wife materials, daughters that are not built to fill that space. And you will not blame Jim Ike for just saying this. He feels the discipline has to come. He was emphasizing on discipline and not just training. And this also brings up a whole lot of talk about, should we continue having single mothers and single fathers, or the family bond that used to, in every way, balance it up should still continue. So it's just like one out of many talk of, should single mothers still be made to take the run? Should single fathers still be allowed to train those children? The point of a broken home is also what he's trying to emphasize. But sad enough, I don't know of him whether he's, well, but anyway, I'll just leave his life out of this. But the truth is, men are indeed there to put discipline in a child's life.
I still stand my ground.
Well, it could be battle of the sexes, but I've just said
it's no battle, but I still stand my ground to say that discipline is both ways. It's not gender-based. In as much as I would love to argue this with
anyway,
Mr. Michael.
We have a lot on our plates, I do know.
I need to quickly run to the next story. So as usual, you know how I love taking the stroll on the internet. And I saw this write-up somewhere. I need to be happy. Marriage is a stupid step. Well, our supposed lover boy, Chike, said so. One would think that Chike would be this lover boy. Like, one would not expect that somebody like this always giving us love songs, and you would think that he's really singing to, like, he's relating to his songs, and coming out to say, I need money to be happy, not marriage. I don't think I need marriage. And then he started advising young artists that they don't need marriage, that they need to make money first and all of that. But what I feel is that there's no manual to this thing. You might do it this way, it might be right for this person, and another person is using that same strategy and ends up doing the wrong thing. So I don't think there's any manual to this thing. So what do you feel, Mr.
Well,
Michael?
anyway, I feel also, I might be controversial in my view on this.
Okay.
I feel he's also a bit right. Now, right in the sense that anybody that feels marriage brings happiness is living a lie. That's the honest truth. If you feel you need to get married to be happy, then you're really not ready for marriage. Because marriage brings everything. It brings the high, it brings the low, it brings the happiness, it brings the sorrow, it brings a mix of everything. It's not always going to be you and your partner laughing all through. There are times you have to quarrel. There are times, you know, she doesn't stick with your idea, he doesn't stick with your idea, you have your differences, and all of those differences needs to count. So if you're looking for happiness, not fulfillment, then marriage is not the thing. So it's better we start letting Nigerians know, it's better we start letting people know that marriage does not bring happiness, it just brings a feeling of fulfillment, but not full happiness.
In as much as I want to believe that, but I feel marriage brings happiness. Yes, it brings happiness. Fine, you might have your low moments and all of that, but the truth is marriage brings happiness. Imagine you're not married. Okay, let's even leave the male part of it.
Okay,
I've
we
seen
look at the
female
you're talking from
celebrities now
point
talking
of
about
view. Okay.
you see most of them not married and you think they're actually living happily, and next thing you hear them coming to the internet after how many years saying that well, it's really a boring life and all of that. So do you know that if this person's had settled down at their younger age, I'm sure they would be happy and not live a boring life. So why would you say it doesn't bring happiness?
That is what I said. I said it brings fulfillment, but not happiness. It's different. When you're fulfilled living the line that everybody should follow, it's basic. When you're of age, there comes marriage. But if you're thinking of it's all going to be rosy when you're married, then you're in a lie. That's what I believe. That's why they said, through sickness, through health, through riches, through poor, you still remain. But if you're thinking of just being all happy in a marriage, that's what you want in a marriage, then come on, honestly, you're living a lie. And you will not blame this young man. Maybe he has gone through tales, he has seen tales of sadness in marriage. And we've always seen tales of bitterness where one spouse kills another. You could still remember some couple of years back, he has finally been jailed this year and he's to die by hanging. A major music art in Nigeria was killed by her husband.
Okay.
So I feel that's what he's looking at. He's looking at the bitter side of marriage and not looking at the fulfilling part of marriage. Exactly. And that's why he feels he needs to make money. But also, you do know, even if there's love in a marriage, there's no money, the love will go. It will die. There's always a thin line between love and hate. Without money in a marriage, the marriage will definitely, the love will turn sour, and that's where the bitterness comes. Okay. So I understand why he's trying to link happiness, marriage, money, and all of that.
Okay, talking about...
But I doubt if he's putting he's really striking a beautiful balance.
Talking about love and money, he said something about celebrities, male artists, and all of that, that you need to get to this pitch first before you start to think about marriage. So do you believe that artists are supposed to get to a particular pitch, get to a particular phase in life before they decide to get married?
Well, anyway, I would rather throw the question back to you. Now, let's say if you're married to a man that don't have money, you eat pomo in the morning, bread in the afternoon, and the rice with just boga fish in the night. I wonder if you still love the man at the end of
as long as he has potentials.
Okay.
As long as he has potentials.
And a fine
I don't
face.
see. Yes, that counts too. Well, the potential must be there. As long as there's potential. Me, I feel artists, I feel you should, at that beginning, you should have somebody and you should, if possible, get married. Because when you get to that, should I say stardom, you get to meet different persons. Yeah. And most of them might not be coming for love. They might not be coming for love just because you have the fame, you have the money and all of that. So I feel this is advice is totally wrong.
Okay.
You can actually do that anytime. That's why I said from the beginning that there's no manual. It depends on how you decide to do it. In as much as I would love to continue, go on and on, but we still have a lot. Let's quickly talk about this. Yes, I saw a very sad video online. Whew. Very, very sad video. And what's this video about? It's about the assault and brutalization of a core member of the National Youth Service. And, okay, that's the video. You can see that for yourself. And this happened in Anambra State by the so-called Aguni Chamber security outfits. And you know, Michael, I was watching an interview of the special advisor on security matters to the governor of Anambra State, Mr. Ken Emekai. So he said that these people, they worked based on the Homeland Security law governing them, that it allows them to storm into anybody's house and search. So you storming into someone's house, does it permit you to harass them, to assault them, and accuse them of crimes with no proof? Does it actually permit them? Because I don't understand what that man was saying, that it actually permits them to search. We are not talking about search right now. We're talking about assault and brutalization. Look at the video. They actually stripped that girl naked. And you're saying it's part of the law.
It's a question that I would really like to throw back to him to really help us understand that how can you arresting a lady resort to you stripping her naked? You know, this brings to bear the issue where many persons are talking about state police. You know, when you see such sad tales, you watch such video, it gives you that fright to say, are we really ripe enough for state police? Now, this is not even a police, but a vigilante outfit.
Yeah.
And they went that far to do what they did. If that young lady was their sister, if that young lady was even a cousin, a wife, a friend, would they have done what they did? It's quite sad. It is barbaric. It is uncalled for. And honestly, his even reasons, such can never, no reasons should come for such unhealthy and undemocratic and barbaric act that was committed by this group.
And what's this girl's offense? You said you suspect that they're into cyber fraud and homosexuality because you saw up to 10 persons in a room. For crying out loud, that's a corpus lodge. That's what it is called. I don't know if these people are schooled, but what I know for sure is corpus lodge, you don't have 1 or 2 persons in corpus lodge. You have more than 5, 6, 7, thereabouts. And you cannot just accuse somebody because you find so many persons there and you feel they're into cyber fraud and homosexuality. That is very, very bad. And I hope the Anambra State governments are doing something, in as much as I've heard that they are into investigation, they've arrested the suspects and all of that. I hope it won't be like the normal cases where they just sweep everything under the carpet. I hope this time around justice will prevail. Right, Mr. Michael?
Yes, honestly, Professor Charles Solodo is one man that many Nigerians recognize for his straightforward nature. Okay. And I just hope that these persons will be arrested, and not just really arrested, they should really face the full wrath of the law. Yeah, let them be persecuted on such account. And the funny thing is that there is evidence, clear-cut evidence with that very video to show that that lady was accosted, she was assaulted. Now, you cannot imagine 5 men beating up a young lady like that. You could see how they were brutal in their attack. You could see how they stripped her naked. You could see some were kicking her, some were slapping her, some were just doing all sorts of... This is very degrading. And to talk about a country that we boast of having one of the best economy, having one of the most democratic setting, and we're seeing such barbaric attitude from persons that should have known best, is something that we really need to deal with. And I just hope the Inspector General of Police has already read into this. The information we're getting We know these men have been arrested, whether they've been transferred all the way to Abuja is what we have not gotten a clear-cut information. When we do, definitely we'll be bringing it to you. But I feel more needs to be done. These persons should be arrested to serve as example for all of those who they'll be giving guns and they feel the guns is enough for them to do what they did. And I feel the federal government needs to intervene because a core member is supposed to be backed by the federal law, right? Yes, and the NYSC, what are you doing concerning this? Like, are your core members, are they safe in Anambra State? This is what we need to know, because if things like this are happening, it goes as far to show us that the core members are not safe there. So right now, we need to know how safe our core members are in Anambra State, and the federal government needs to do something about this. They need to interfere. In as much as I would love to go on and on and on, Mr. Michael, what do you think? Well, time is never a friend, especially when you're having this form. But we also need to let them know what will be happening on the 10th day of that great celebration. Yes, of course. Yeah. Today being the day 3 of the 4th coronation anniversary of His Majesty, it's homage paying at Ode Ishekiri, also known as Big Worry. So I think right now they should have started the homage paying, and that's it. So stay tuned on Atlantic Media and TV, and of course, hope you can join the conversation. You can interact with us through our social media platforms. Drop your comments in the comment section on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, even on TikTok at Atlantic Media and TV. So this is me saying, see you same time tomorrow on Viewpoint. I am Mercy Erabo. Well, anyway, it's really making a wrap on the show today. Just like what she said, we'll be making a return same time come tomorrow. One will be definitely dishing out more for you all through the early hours of 8:30 down to this very time. You'll be rest assured we'll have all that will truly make your morning quite enjoyable. I still remain Michael Gobadia. Bye for now. God bless you.
Don't miss out on exciting news, events, and more. Stay connected by following us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Atlantic Media and TV.
Ara lóríire, ọlọ́ríire ọ̀fọ̀ máa sí olúromi o, ọ̀wẹ́ náà gé.
Mommy Dama, Daddy Dab. This is how we greet in our place. It is a way of respect, a long-age tradition, carried through generations like sacred fire. Our coronation celebration is around the corner, so close. We can feel the drum beats in the wind, and there is no more time to keep checking time. So the sons and daughters of Iwere, both at home and in diaspora, comfort, put on the full regal.